Okay.
All right. Great. All right. So you're welcome to Digital Security Village, as said, and we are a cyber talent development initiative. What we do basically is we roll out, you know, focused learning, um, focused learning pattern training, where specific skills from specific cyber domain are being, released onto people, help people to gain such skill, not like the conventional way of trading that every other community do or every other organization do. So we go into specific cyber domain. For example, we've done uh, digital investigation before. Everything we did around during that bootcamp was totally digital investigation, digital forensics. We didn't go into hacking. We didn't go into. It was purely digital forensics and investigation of digital artifacts. And then the second bootcamp we had was bug hunting. We didn't go into SOC analysis, we didn't go into GRC. It was basically bug hunting, vulnerability discovery in critical systems. And yeah, so that is majorly what we do. And then this master class also is not like the conventional, master classes that is out there that you see where people come and you have on-demand instructions, instructor-led. No, 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 no. This one is we want to give you the tips, the strategies that are required for you to be a success in the certification exam. Beyond just showing you or teaching you about specific um, resources or taking you through specific training, and that is not what we are here to do. We are here to show you the roadmap, how you can pick accurate answer to question, how you can deal with assessments, and the rest of that. How do you know you are actually, doing the right thing on the exam? And this will really help you to be able to ace the exam at in first attempt, right? So that is what this is about. And today, it's about eJPT, that's eLearnSecurity Junior Penetration Tester certification. That certification is owned by the INE, right? INE is like a simulation platform, training platform for cybersecurity. Basically, they major on technical training. When I say technical training, I'm talking about penetration testing, security engineer, and every other technical thing you might want to think about in cybersecurity. So, and there are a variety of them, but this eJPT uh, junior penetration tester is becoming a penetration tester, starting from a junior role. So what that certification is going to do is validate your knowledge as a budding penetration tester, somebody that is ready to take up a junior role as a penetration tester, right? And that is what this is all about the exam, how you can obtain, the voucher, how you can go about it, how do you register, how do you get the voucher, how do you ace the final assessment, and what resources should you consult, what are the ways by which you can actually maintain stability and also enforce efficiency, because I know that the exam is not like a normal multiple choice exam that you just pick A and B or C and D or something. So how do you go about it and how do you ace the exam is what we are here to do. And we have our guest here, Gracious Yaro. Gracious has been a wonderful person. We connected at DOH, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, we've not really had like a personal time together like that, but I've seen Gracious's work in DOH. Gracious is leading, I think, DOH in Akure, right?
No, in
That's
Africa.
Diary of Athens. Oh, Afit, not
Yes, Africa.
Akure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm connecting it to Aka's now.
Yeah.
Afit,
Yeah. He's the one.
Afit, yeah, yeah, Afit. So she's a wonderful person, and she recently passed eJPT at her first attempt, and that's very incredible. And most especially when it comes to the female gender, you know, taking up technical, you know, assessment like that. and acing it in one sitting or at first attempt is somebody that is something that normally threw me a lot. So, and that was what I saw. I said, okay, so let's have Gracious come and share her experience and how she was able to pass, you know, that very technical examination in one sitting. How she was able to do it, and that's what exactly she'll be sharing with us. Gracious, you're welcome, and thank you for accepting the invitation. Thank you
Very
for
much.
coming, to share your experience and all. And I bet it, and I submit to you that you're going to get value for your time here. Gracious, you have the floor. You can go
Okay.
ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gracious Yaro. I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast, and I'll be your guide on today's session. So, like, I've seen your questions, and I'll try my best in answering most of them. So, first off, Mr. Chicken already explained what the eJPT certification is. Well, it just verifies that an individual has the skills and the knowledge necessary to perform entry-level penetration testing. So, this certification covers the basics, from the basics and the fundamentals to all different types of penetration testing, like networking, hosts, and also web application penetration testing at the entry level. So, well, as for me, I wrote the eJPT version 1 examination, but today I'll be taking you guys on how to obtain the V2 certification and how to pass and prep for the examination. So, the eJPT V1 recently got deprecated, and now because of the updated resources on the platform. But let's go on. Let's keep moving on. So now, if you still have the V1 voucher, it's not a problem because the INE platform are doing a voucher exchange program where you can exchange your eJPT V1 voucher for a V2 voucher, but you have to meet some specific requirements. And I'll be mentioning some of those requirements. The first one is if you have an eJPT voucher that has not expired or has an expiry date of January 1st and or later. That's the first requirement you have to have for this. The second one is if you have an eJPT V1 Infinity voucher, you can exchange. And then the other most important requirement is if you have a premium INE subscription, that's the only way you can exchange your V1 voucher for your V2 voucher. Well, I would love to share my screen and show you the form where you can fill for this. Give me a moment. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Well, I'll share the link for the voucher exchange form. So you just have to go to this link right here, and then if you keep moving, you'll see there's a form below. They also mention the requirements above that you need for this that I recently just mentioned. So if you see this, you follow the requirements. If you meet the requirements, then you are able to exchange the voucher. So here you fill your first name and last name, email, and necessary information, then you submit. And then if you meet the requirements, then you are able to exchange your V1 voucher. So let's continue. I'll stop sharing now. Okay. So we'll move to how you can purchase the eJPT V2 voucher, since I've explained how you can exchange the V1 for the V2. So now once you purchase your voucher, you have 180 days to use it. So you have to maximize your time wisely. And for you to do that, you will go to the INE platform. I think I'll have to share my screen again, sorry. You'll go to the INE platform. Give me a minute. Yeah. You go to the INE platform. I hope you can see my screen. You go, and then once you scroll down, you see the eJPT V2 right here. Then you select it and then continue to check out. So now this voucher includes the training materials and voucher, and also includes the free eJPT voucher, like subscription. That's the previous V1. So it includes both the training materials and then the voucher for the examination. And then after 3 months, it will start getting billed because they have their quarterly bills. So it will start getting billed. So once you purchase this, you can start with the training. So continuing with that, now we're moving to the preparation strategies. I want to just for the preparation strategies, I don't want to just prepare you guys technically. I want to, because before you sit to write an examination, you also have to be prepared mentally for it, because it can bring a lot of stress on you if you're not prepared. So but for me, the first thing I'll mention is, before you start your exam, make sure you have a really strong internet connection, because I had an issue with that and it was really not nice. So make sure internet connection is really strong before you start, because there's some exploits you have to run, and then without a strong internet connection, it will really be frustrating, like really, really be frustrating. So now, like I said, the first thing you need to prep when preparing for an exam is your mindset. Once you have a really good mindset, just have a mindset of, I'm here with a goal. Once you've purchased, like once you started the course material, your goal should be to learn and not to just pass. Because like education here is the main key, like the main key points, like is the main goal. You're here to learn and not just here to pass the certification. Like the resources are really, really useful. So it's better you take your time and then you learn it. And another important thing is to always take detailed notes. Well, I take a lot of notes because I actually do need them, but really you should really take detailed notes, because it's going to help you a lot. So once you get lost, you can easily refer back to your notes and then start from the beginning again. So it's good to take notes. Next thing I would say is, the training material is really bulky. So please take your time. Like I said, education is the main goal here. It's not to pass the certification. You really need to take your time. Take your time and study the materials. Anything you don't understand, please go to Google. We have ChatGPT. It will really help you a lot. Like, ask questions. Make sure you really understand the concept before you move on to a next concept, because it's going to help you a lot. It's going to relieve you a lot of stress. So another thing I'm going to say is, also, if you have trouble understanding a particular concept, break it down. Like, break it down. After I've learned this step, I can learn the next one. You really need to do that, because it's going to help you a lot with that. So now another thing to remember is, you need to understand, once you're learning, you need to know how the tools you're being taught work. Like, what you can do with them, not just, okay, they ran this command, so that's the command I'm going to run. No, don't do that. You need to really understand what the tools do, what other activities, what other things, attacks can you do with this tool, and what other techniques can you learn by working, like by using this tool. So you need to do that. Always dig in deep. Don't just dwell on a particular concept you learn. Dig deep. It's really going to help you. So another thing to say is, while learning, please build your methodology. I'm saying this for people that are thinking of entering the red teaming part of cybersecurity, the red teaming or penetration testing part of cybersecurity. Even for other people too, it's really nice, but you really need a methodology, because, like I said, education is the main goal here. So as you're going step by step, make sure you build a methodology. Okay, once I get like a target, the first thing I'm going to do is to scan this, is to do this. You need to build a methodology, not just from the exams. Like, after you're done with this, so like for other training materials you're going to use, from there you can like build your methodology. It's really going to help you. A lot of people really miss these concepts once they are starting out. Even before I missed it for some point, but like I've started learning to build my methodology, and it's going to really help you. And the building of your methodology doesn't end here. You need a lot of resources. So it's time by time as you grow with your knowledge, you also improve your methodology. So that's how it works. So next thing I'm going to say is to please, once you get your exams, please read the instructions carefully. Like really read the instructions. You're going to be given a document, and also you're going to be given some resources like user lists, password lists. Please read the instructions. The rules, it's actually the rules of engagement they'll give you. Please read it well. Like it's going to help you more than you think. Going to help you more than you think. So that's like pre to the exam. All these strategies I've given you now is for preparation before the exam. So now I'm going to explain how you can navigate your eJPT assessment. Now you finish learning how to prepare your mindset and also like improve yourself before the examination starts. So now I'm going to go into when the examination actually starts. I've told you already, read the instructions. Like you really need to read the instructions. So now, Mr. Segun also mentioned that it's not like a multi-choice exam that you can just select. But actually he's right. It's a multi-choice exam, quite all right, but it's a practical examination. So once you see the questions, don't get scared that like, okay, once you do this, you're going to now get the answer to the question. Yeah, that's true. But the questions are actually there to guide you on what you should do. So it's not like you're following them step by step, like each question. No. Like, okay, once you've reached a particular point and you're stuck or something, just go through the questions. They're actually going to guide you a lot on what is the next step you're going to be taking and other stuff like that. So don't see it as don't see the questions as a hurdle or anything. See it as a help, a guide for you. That's the way you should see. That's one thing you should remember. So as you start your tests on the target, remember to take note of whatever you find. Like you never know where you will need it. Just if you find usernames, enumerate the system, whatever you find, take notes, take screenshots. You're going to need it. You're not submitting a report for the eJPT examination, but as a good strategy to take is to always take notes of your findings, so you can reference them once you get stuck. You're like, okay, I found this. Will this username work for me? Like for this account, let me try it. Or I found this thing that looked like a password hash or something, let me crack it, or stuff like that. You really need to take notes, take screenshots. It's going to help you a lot. And it's also going to, like, even though you're not writing a report, it's going to like help you build yourself for report writing, like the kind of things you need to build a report. So just take screenshots and take notes once you are doing your exams or any assessments in general. So now another thing is to take your time. Like I said, take your time on the training materials, but also for the exam, please don't rush. Okay, you just run a scan and then you say, okay, I found this, let me just run and exploit. So no, don't do that. Take your time to enumerate the system properly. Like, okay, it requires patience actually. So, and that's something that I really have to learn as well. But like once you enumerate, like keep enumerating, and then like it will really help you, because okay, you find out you have gotten this, so you keep this for later and then keep enumerating. Don't just go ahead and attack straightly. It doesn't work like that. You really have to understand the way the system works, the users in the system, the users with privileges, the files. Like go through, like search everywhere. Like that's the way you should do. You should like check for necessary things inside the system. Once you've like, that's what, like you keep enumerating. It's like when you get access, you start enumerating again, like just to gain more information. That's the way it works. Not just, okay, I've gained roots, okay, this is no. Just keep enumerating. So the next thing I'm going to say, okay, I've said don't just go directly attacking the machines. Please take notes of that. So now, another thing is, if you break one of the labs, you actually have an option to reset it. You have an option to reset it. We all know, for those of us that have tried exploiting like operating systems like Windows, we know how easily they break. So like if you break a system, just reset it. Don't calm down, relax, and then reset and start over again. You can see like an exploit worked before and it's not working again. Then you get frustrated and panic attacks and all that. But no, just calm down and then reset the machine and then restart again. It's going to like help you. So don't get too worried. And then please remember to take breaks and also drink lots of water. Like you need it. Like you really need to take breaks. Not like you keep hacking. Please take breaks. Yes, it's an exam, but also take breaks and rest. You need it. And then finally, the final advice I'm going to give for like once you're taking the exam is to please don't give up. Like you might see like you've reached, it might look like you've reached like the limit, like you can't go anywhere else. No, just relax, calm down, and don't give up. Yeah, just go outside for a stroll or do something else. Then come back when your mind is refreshed. But just don't think of giving up, because if you give up, you're going to regret it a lot. So just go ahead with what you have to do. So now I'm going to go to some information on, like I'm not going to be explaining technical. I'm not giving you a technical class here, a technical session, but I'm going to give you like some resources you really need to prepare for your exam, like technical resources. So some concepts you need to understand in for this exam is pivoting or pivoting, whatever way you pronounce it. And I'm going to share a resource on that. Metasploit have a really good resource on it, so I'm going to share it later on. Just that's a concept you really need to understand. One of the concepts you need to understand, because once you've gotten access to a particular machine or a system or whatever, you're going to like check, okay, is there a way of moving through this? Okay, I have access to a machine on this network. Can I move to another machine, like on another network? Like you're going to check. And then for you to do that, you have to understand concepts like routing tables and all that. If you don't understand how routing tables work and all that, it's going to really confuse you. So for you to, that's where all the fundamentals come in place. For you to be able to do what's above, you have to know what's below. So like you need to go step by step and then learn all these concepts like routing and whatever. So now another resource, we all know this resource is Triacon. Like if you're going to really find the exam nice, like really nice, if you have an active participation on TryHackMe. Like TryHackMe is a really good resource. I also have some boxes I'm going to recommend for you guys. But TryHackMe is a really good resource. You can also look at their parts. They have an eJPT part there on TryHackMe, so you can look at that. That's junior penetration testing learning path. You can also look at it's not necessary, but it's really going to help you. Like I said, you're going to be building your methodology, increasing your knowledge and stuff like that. So all these resources are really necessary to help you on the long run. So again, like the junior penetration testing path is a really good path. Then the offensive security path of offensive pen testing path on THM2 is a really good path. You can also see the networking too for those of us that want, like, you need to understand like basic networking concepts and so on. But there's also the CompTIA pen test plus path 2 on THM. That's really good. All these ones, even though you don't do them before the exam, but it's really nice to like look at them, like just to learn. It's going to really help you. Well, then make sure you keep working on boxes, like even though it's like once a day or maybe twice a week or something like that, just to keep practicing what you've learned. Okay, I've learned these concepts. Let me go and find like resources that I can practice it or not. Don't just like leave the knowledge lying there and think it's going to stay there. You need to go and practice. Like you need to really practice a lot so that you like really build these concepts in you, so that you really know and understand them. So you need to practice on platforms like TryHackMe, HTB, and so on. All these platforms, PicoCTF, all these ones, like it's going to help you like for the long run, not just for the eJPT exam, because all we want to do is improve ourselves daily. So now I'm going to be recommending some boxes that you can work on try hack me. Like if you have a pen and paper or something, you can just take note it down. I recommend Blue. I'm sure some of us know Blue. It's a really popular like machine on track me Windows machine. So that's really like that's the number one recommendation I'm going to give you. Like it's going to really help you understand some concepts while penetration testing, like pen testing in Windows machine. Like it's going to help you. So I recommend that first, and then the other machines to like Ice, Blaster, Ignite, and so on. Even Codebox easy. And so some of us that like play around with track sometimes must have seen that. So all those ones I can give you like share a list of them later. It's really going to help you. We have Brooklyn 9, we have Skynet, we have Wonderland, we have a lot. So like I've said before, you can utilize other platforms like Hack the Box, Von Hall, Offensive Security Play. That's Playground. It's going to help you. I actually Playground is like 3 hours per day. That's for free, but it's really nice. And then you find Playgrounds machines on Von Hub. That's on Von Hub. You can download them, but like PG, it's online. You do it. So yeah, those are some really nice resources. And then what I'm going to say is another very, very important resource that we all know, and that's Google. Like Google is really going to help you. It's like whatever you don't understand, just Google it. Google it. Like it will take sometimes it's not like okay, if you meet all these professionals and they're like, okay, give me some tips, they're like always Google or always Google. Like sometimes you just check the first thing. Okay, you Google quite alright, but you just look at the first thing. If you don't find anything useful, you've Googled already. No, don't do it like that. Like actually research about it. Okay, you've learned from this resource. Okay, can I see another resource to like complement what I've learned and something like that? Yes. And now that we have ChatGPT, it's also going to help you in your learning a lot, like a lot. ChatGPT is really helpful. Just helping me understand some really confusing concepts that I found really hard understanding for a long time. But it's also a very useful resource. So please, you can utilize that. So now I want to like show you like the difference. I have insight on the difference between like the V1 and the V2 certification. Okay, let me share my screen, sorry. Yeah. So, okay. Yes, the difference between the V1 and the V2. Okay. Yeah. So both of them are both practical exams. Like I said, the one I wrote was the V1. But like both of them are both practical exams. But mine was for 3 days. That's for the eJPT. Now you have just 2 days to write your V2 exam. So like it's really going to be fast. So like mine was 3 days, but now you have just 2 days. So you really need to practice before you start the exam. And like the first few like response from the people, like the first people that actually wrote the V2 certification, I guess they had some issues, but it's actually good. It's like it's their marking, should I say their marking scheme, or is that what I would call it? That was really tough. Not like they didn't pass the exam or anything like that. So you really need to take your time to understand the concepts and stuff, because this one is more like on an intermediate level than the V1 certification. Like they've added like how many more hours to the training material, so it's really a lot. And the questions I answered were 20, but this one is going to be 35. So like I said, please use the questions as a guide. Don't be scared. It's going to really help you. And then OpenVPN browser based, for those of us, we know what OpenVPN is. It's just like for us to connect to the network and stuff like that. So mine was OpenVPN, but now it's no longer going to be OpenVPN. It's now on their lab, like their browser based lab. So that's like a more important reason for you to have a good network connection, because it's going to really slow it down. The fact that you actually just have 2 days to do it is going to really slow it down. So like you can see the other differences as well. So please, you can take notes of all these things. Like I mentioned before, host and network pen testing, web application pen testing, and stuff like that. Understand those concepts. Whatever you see, take your time to really understand and like build your methodology. Is going to really help you. So okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. Well, I'm guessing, okay, that will be like the end of my presentation. It's actually a really short presentation. So thank you. Like if you have any questions, please ask here. Thank you. Mr. Shaken, right here.
Yes, I'm with you. That was spot on and very wonderful presentation, right?
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you for the information. All right, I think somebody asked something here. Please, could you
Okay.
type or make a cheat sheet of your recommended boxes for us knobs? Okay, so for all the boxes that you recommended, like,
Okay,
can
okay.
you,
Can I share them
I
on
don't
the
know, maybe
chat?
on the chat,
Oh,
yes, on the chat, share them on the chat.
okay, okay. Let me get
Yeah, and then you said
I
you wanted to send a link to me. I don't know. You can just
yeah,
share.
I'm going to links
Yeah.
I mentioned.
So
So,
if you have a question, you can actually ask your question. If you have a question, you can
okay.
ask your question.
I just gave a
Um,
list of the boxes, recommended
no.
boxes on TryHackMe. Let me also share the resource. Um, I have the one on pivoting,
So
my
somebody
method
asked
school.
that. I think somebody asked on the form that is the examination free? Can you help us answer?
The examination. Sorry, I didn't
Is
get
it
it.
free? Is the
Free. Oh
examination
wow.
free?
No, it's not. It's not. But like you can join some communities that are ready to do some cohorts or
Yes,
something to give you.
and I can
They have
recommend one for you.
yeah,
Black in
yeah.
cybersecurity.
Yes, that's in
Yeah,
cybersecurity, Black Girls Hack. There are a lot of them. So like they really help you. So you should really join. That's why it's good to join most of these communities. So then you can get it for free, but it's not free. So um
right. I know, right.
let me see. I'm also going to share the voucher exchange form. For those of you that have the V1 voucher and you're wondering how you can exchange it. So that's the V1 to V2. So please, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Please feel free to ask your question. I know that a lot of people did not join. We have more registrants like than this, but the
Oh,
sweetest thing is we are going to be, uploading the recorded video. So the
yeah.
main goal is not, you know, just focusing on the people that registered. It's focusing on the larger audience that we have. And the first masterclass that we had was ISC 2 side certified in cybersecurity. That
Yeah, I saw that.
video
I
on
saw that.
YouTube, yeah, is grossing 13 plus 13K plus view now, and the security plus is moving towards 1,000 views now,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, so
Wow.
you know, so we are uploading this too because we already have like an audience, and of
Yeah.
course, you know, people will still have access to it, so that
Okay.
is it. So if you have a question, please do not hesitate, to answer the question. Do not hesitate to answer the question. So, I don't know, like, I want to ask, maybe for the purpose of people that are on this call,
Okay.
um, with the eJPT, you are confident that at least we can carry out the penetration test on maybe a network at,
Yes.
at a junior level, right?
Yes.
That you'll be
Yes. Yes.
confident enough to say, okay, and you'll be able to write reports. Is there a report writing in the exam?
No, no. It's there's no report writing in the exam. So
No. Oh, okay.
yeah,
I think CEH and the higher one
yeah.
might
Like
take that.
the rest,
Right?
PMPT they require report writing, but not this one.
So yeah, and PMPT2 is It's a very nice one nice.
Yeah, really,
Like,
very comprehensive.
yeah,
It's really
very
nice.
comprehensive. Yes.
Yes.
So of course, so this is just to introduce you to the world of penetration testing.
Yeah.
The way we have security plus. Security plus is intermediate, and yeah, it introduces you to cybersecurity concepts at an
Yeah.
intermediate level. So what I discovered is CISSP has almost the same, of course, with some additional security concepts, has almost the same security concept covered, right? But what I discovered is that you know Security Plus introduces you to those concepts at an intermediate level, while CISSP introduces you to those concepts at an advanced level. So it is the same concept, but the way it is being introduced,
Yes.
the
Yes.
approach, is different from each other based depending on the kind of level, you're so that's the way eJPT is. It is penetration testing, but at an intermediate level that if you can just get a junior role. So what a senior penetration tester would be doing or might be seeing, you might not be seeing it as a junior penetration tester. So I'm just saying all this so that it can help us to understand that this is not like an advanced. There are other certifications you can consider,
Yeah, a
for
lot.
advanced level. Yeah, a lot of them out there, right? So, okay, do we still have any question? If there is none, that means we just have a few minutes. If there is none, we might be calling this a day. If you miss, you know, the if you miss the masterclass from beginning, don't worry. We are going to be uploading the video on YouTube, and you will have access to it. Right? You already have your emails. We sent out to your emails. And lest I forget, before I go, Aka Ace community. I don't know. They are having.
They're
I
having a
think it's
technical
today
masterclass.
also. They're having eJPT
Yeah,
masterclass.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
they are having a masterclass. Yeah. So their own masterclass is not like the one we have. Their own is like
Yeah.
an instructor led. So they'll be teaching you web
Okay.
application, concepts. They'll be teaching you exploitation, the walkthrough, and all of those things. So if you have I don't know if you registered before, or if you have the ability to join after now, you can still join them. I
Please
know they
join.
will still be.
It's more
Please
technical and
join.
it's going to really help you.
Yes, that's more technical. And it will introduce you to a lot of those concepts we talked
Yeah.
about that she has mentioned, pivoting and all other
Yeah.
technical concepts.
We are going to dig deep more into those concepts. So join.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody is asking here, is there a pause button at the machine exam? Like, what they're asking is, will you be able to
Okay.
pause the exam
For
and then go for a break and come back? Is
yeah,
it like
not
that?
exam. I think it's asking for the machine itself because you can't pause the exam.
Okay, the machine. Oh, the machine.
Machine
That.
itself.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pause the machine if you'd like, and you can also reset it. So once you encounter some issues like, yeah, you said machine crashing, so yes, you can reset. It's going to, because I had issues with that. So once you figure out that some things aren't working, you reset it. But you're going to, since you're resetting it, you're going to lose all the like exploits you've uploaded. So you're like starting it from the beginning. But since you already like know how you got to that place, that's why I told you to be like taking screenshots so that you know the point you are and other past steps that you've taken. So it's going to help you. That's what I'm going to give.
All right. Okay, I think, can you still hear me?
I can't hear him, sorry.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So I think he's asking again that did you experience machine crashes? Or what did you do to save like your data during
Yeah,
your
I
machine
did.
exploit?
I did. Like I said, I had to reset the machine again. I encountered machine crashing. So that's, you
Oh,
need to, once you realize that some steps, some exploit aren't working, and you're sure that this is what is meant to do, like this is what is vulnerable to, then you can like reset the machine and try it out again. But you're going to like lose all the files you've uploaded before, but it's fine since you already know where you were before. So,
All right, all right. Now that you know, of course, I know that will help you to know how you manage yourself and continue yourself and exams. Doing it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, Gracious. Thank you so much. This
thank
has
you
been
very much for
awesome.
having me.
Sometime. Yeah. Thank you for coming on board, and I
Thank
look
you so
forward
much.
to having maybe some other session that would not be something technical like this in the future. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
So um, you should know, as much as I'm a technical person, I'm more of a non-technical, a guide that helps to translate technical things to non-technical things for
That's
the people we work with. I work with business owners, and
um,
those guys don't understand jargon.
they don't
Like,
understand.
all right.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. All right. So thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you were able to get one or two things. So please join Aka 8 Community Masterclass, eJPT Masterclass. It is not like this one. This one is just like a straight to the point, what you need to do to be able to ace your exam. That one, we actually take you through all the walkthroughs, how you can pound your machine, how you can break through, how you can run exploit, walk through and all of those things. Yeah. So please join them. I know they will still be up now. You can check Twitter. Let me see. Can I get? I don't think I can. So you can check Twitter. I think they posted uh, the
Yeah.
link. So, or Gracious, do you have the link?
No, I don't. But I'll
Don't.
advise them to check Twitter. They should
Uh,
check Twitter. I can check. Let me see if I'll see it.
is Neddy there? Oh, I think somebody dropped it already. Is that it?
All right. Okay. Let me take a look.
Sylvester, is that it? Is that the Sylvester? If you can hear
Okay.
me, you can unmute and speak.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good, 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 great. So yeah,
That's
please
nice.
join. That's the link to the masterclass. Please join the masterclass. They are going to be walking you through, how you can go about exploitation, meta exploit, web hacking, and all of those stuff. That one is, in depth into what the hands-on, the technical aspect. This is just like an aspect of how do you go about the exam, what are the strategies you need to, adopt, and what are the things you need to do. Uh, so please join, copy now and join before we close for this masterclass. Thank you for joining, everybody, and have a great day ahead of you. Till next time that we see you again. Look forward to more programs like this, being rolled out. We don't know what it is coming yet, but don't worry, we are cooking something. So
Okay.
look look out for it and watch this space. Thank you very much um, for joining. Neddy, my boss, you're welcome. Let's go and join. Let's go and join Akai Sabeg. All right. So
Okay,
thank
guys.
you for joining, everybody, and have a good day ahead. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gracious.
Thank you.